The Wanted.
The Wanted are an English-Irish boy band consisting of members Max George, Siva Kaneswaran, J. McGuiness, Tom Parker and Nathan Sykes. They formed in 2009 and were signed worldwide to Universal Music subsidiaries Island Records and Mercury Records, and managed by Scooter Braun. The band's debut album, The Wanted, was released on October 25, 2010 and peaked at number 4 on the UK singles chart. The album spawned 3 UK top 20 singles, their debut single All Time Low, which debuted at number 1, Heart Vacancy, which reached number 2, and Lose My Mind, which peaked at number 19. Follow-up album Battleground saw release on November 4, 2011 and hit number 5 in the UK and number 4 in Ireland. The lead single from the album, Gold Forever, was released in aid of comic relief and reached number 3 in the UK. Their second number 1 hit, Glad You Came, topped the singles chart in the United Kingdom for 2 weeks, and in Ireland for 5 weeks. The third and fourth singles Lightning, and Was Own hit number 2 and number 21, respectively, in the UK. In early 2012, The Wanted began to see success in the United States and Canada, with their hit single Glad You Came selling 3 million copies in the US and hitting number 3 on the Billboard Hot 100 and number 2 on the Canadian Hot 100. Additionally, their follow-up singles Chasing the Sun, and I Found You reached the top spot on the Billboard Hot Dance Club Songs chart. In 2013, it was announced that the group would be starring in their very own reality series on E! Entitled The Wanted Life. The series would document the group's stay in Los Angeles while they recorded their third worldwide album and prepare for a world tour, as well as their day-to-day antics. The show promised an honest glimpse into the lives of the band members.
History. 2009 to 2010, formation and debut album.
The Wanted were formed in 2009 through mass auditions held by Jane Collins, who also put together the Saturdays and Parade. The audition process, which saw more than 1,000 people attend, took over 9 months. Originally just George, Parker and Sykes were involved, with Kaneswaran and McGuiness joining later through the process. The group revealed in their autobiography that after they were informed of the lineup, 7 more people were re-auditioned before they were signed to Maximum Artist Management and Geffen Records. The group were credited with co-writing 5 of the 13 tracks on the album. On July 25, 2010, they released their debut single, All Time Low. The song was co-written by Steve Mac, who also produced it, Wayne Hector and Ed Druitt. It hit number 1 in the UK and spent 17 weeks in the UK Top 40. The second single Heart Vacancy, again written with Hector, was released on October 17, 2010. It peaked at number 2 on the UK singles chart. The group's third single from the album was Lose My Mind, which reached number 19 on the UK singles chart following a performance on The X Factor. The group's eponymous debut album was released on October 25, 2010, which peaked at number 4 in the UK and has since been certified platinum in the UK. Between March 28 and April 15, 2010, the group embarked on the 15-date Behind Bars Theatre tour, which saw them play in 12 UK cities. They were supported by Lawson, 2020 and Starboy Nathan.
2011-12, Battleground, The Wanted, the EP and international breakthrough.
In January 2011, the group began to work on their second studio album. The album featured writing credits from the band members on 10 of the 15 tracks, as well as contributions from Steve Mac, Wayne Hector, Ed Druitt, Diane Warren and Guy Chambers. The album's lead single, Gold Forever, was released in aid of comic relief and debuted at number 3 on the UK singles chart. In July 2011, the group released the album's second single, Glad You Came, which became their second number 1 single, staying there for 2 weeks, and in the top 10 of the chart for 6 weeks. The single also reached number 1 in Ireland and remained there for 5 weeks. The song also charted in some European territories, and was very successful in Australia. The third single from the album, Lightning, was released on October 16, 2011, peaking at number 2 in the UK and number 5 in Ireland. The fourth single, War Zone, was released on December 26, 2011, with the music video and radio debut coming in early November 2011. On November 7, 2011, the group's second album Battleground was released. It debuted at number 5 in the UK and number 4 in Ireland. It has since been certified platinum in the UK. In addition to shows in the United Kingdom including T4 on the Beach, V Festival and the iTunes Festival, the group supported Canadian singer Justin Bieber in Brazil on 8 and 9 October 2011 and also supported Britney Spears on her Femme Fatale tour at the Manchester Evening News Arena on November 6, 2011. Between February 15 and March 9, 2012, the group embarked on the Code Tour, to promote the release of the album. The 16-date arena tour saw the group play in 13 cities in England, Wales, Scotland, Ireland and Northern Ireland. Known as the Code Tour, each concert featured an interactive element that linked to the group's official Facebook and Twitter pages. In a bid to break into the United States market, The Wanted went on a short promotional radio and club tour of the United States, touring between January 17 to February 8, 2012. The success of the 10-date tour led to the group's official release of their debut American single, Glad You Came. It peaked at number 3 on the Billboard Hot 100 and has since sold over 3 million copies there. Their debut American EP, The Wanted, the EP, was released in April 2012, debuting at number 7 in the US and number 8 in Canada. Chasing the Sun was released as the band's second official single there, peaking at number 50 on the Billboard Hot 100 whilst also reaching number 1 on the Hot Dance Club Songs chart. Chasing the Sun was released on May 21, 2012. On May 22, 2012, the band opened and performed at the first Q102's Springer Ball concert. On June 14, 2012 the band performed a concert at New York City's Beacon Theatre, which was also broadcast live on music television station Fuse. The group visited Australia and New Zealand for the promotion of their extended play in August 2012. Following their promotional tour of Australia, the group headed to the US for a number of promotional concerts.
2012-13, Word of Mouth, The Wanted Life and World Tour.
The Wanted began working on their third studio album shortly after the release of Battleground on November 4, 2011. In May 2012, Chasing the Sun was released as the album's lead single, and the third single from the band's The Wanted, the EP in the United States. Around this time, the band also premiered a brand new track called Satellite, which was co-written by Ryan Tedder of OneRepublic. In August 2012, the band filmed a music video in Los Angeles, reportedly for their brand new single, I Found You. However, when the video for I Found You was released in October 2012, it was a different one. The band later revealed that they had reshot the video in London, not being satisfied with the first one. The original was later released as the fan version on VEVO. I Found You was released on November 5, 2012 as the album's second single. The band confirmed in September 2012 that the album would contain a number of collaborations, including tracks with Pitbull, LMFAO, Chris Brown, Rita Ora and Duppy. In November 2012, the band revealed that the album had been pushed back from the original release of December 3, 2012 to February 2013 at their request. The reason stated for this delay was to perfect the album, and tweak out a few insecurities involving certain tracks. It was confirmed that the album would feature a track co-written by fellow label mate Justin Bieber. In early February 2013, it was announced that The Wanted would star in their own reality series called The Wanted Life, which premiered internationally in autumn 2013. The show is produced by Ryan Seacrest. In the United States, it premiered on E! On June 2, 2013. In April 2013, the band announced the release of the third single from their third album, titled Walks Like Rihanna, named after Barbadian singer Rihanna. It was released on June 23, 2013 and debuted and peaked at number 4 on the UK singles chart. On September 9, 2013, the band announced that their new album Word of Mouth would be released on November 4. It was preceded by the release of We Own the Night, and Show Me Love, America. On October 7, 2013, it was revealed that The Wanted will embark on their first ever world tour, the Word of Mouth Tour, in 2014. The tour will include shows in the UK, Europe, the US and Canada.
2014-present, hiatus.
On January 22, 2014, the band announced that they would be taking a hiatus after their current tour and pursuing solo endeavors for a while, but that they would work again together in the future.
Members: Max George.
Maximilian Alberto Max George grew up with his family in Manchester. Before music, he had been a football player with Preston North End and was on the verge of signing a 2-year deal with them, whilst he has been a Manchester City supporter since a young age. Previously he was a member of Avenue, a 5-piece boy band made up of himself, Jonathan Lloyd, Scott Clark, Ross Candy and Jamie Tinkler. They entered the third series of The X Factor in 2006 and made it to Louis Walsh's boot camp, but media reports exposed that Avenue had not strictly adhered to the rules, having been signed by an earlier X Factor music director to a deal. They were banned from participation for having professional representation rather than being specifically formed for the competition. Avenue admitted they had failed to duly report their engagements and George admitted it was not the X Factor's fault in the video showing their disqualification in Walsh's office. With Andy Brown joining as a member of Avenue replacing Jamie Tinkler, the band went on to have some success beyond their X Factor appearances with their debut single Last Goodbye, reaching number 50 on the UK singles chart. They had a follow-up release with Can You Feel It? Avenue disbanded in April 2009. In 2008, while still a member of Avenue, George appeared naked on cover of British gay magazine AXM's Naked issue in support of cancer research. George was engaged to actress Michelle Keegan after meeting her at one of The Wanted's concerts, but revealed in April 2012 that the engagement had been broken off. Eventually, the couple admitted in July 2012 that they had split for good. In October 2013, Max confirmed in an interview that he is dating Danish underwear model Nina Egdahl.
Nathan Sykes.
Nathan James Sykes is known as the baby of the group. He grew up in Abbeydale, Gloucester with his mother, who is a music teacher, and younger sister Jessica. He started singing and performing at the age of 6 and attended the prestigious Sylvia Young Theatre School from the age of 11. After completing his GCSEs and graduating from Sylvia Young, he returned to Gloucester to attend sixth form at the selective Ribston Hall High School. However, he did not manage to complete his A-levels due to band commitments. Sykes continued to perform as a child singer, winning various competitions including Britney Spears' Karaoke Criminals in 2003, in which he got to kiss Britney Spears on live TV as part of his prize, and the Cheltenham Competitive Festival of Dramatic Art, also in 2003. He appeared on ITV's Ministry of Mayhem in 2004, and won the Door Youth Project's Undiscovered Youth Talent Contest held in Durka, performing Mac the Knife. He also performed for the Live and Unsigned Music Competition in Bristol in 2008. Sykes attempted to represent UK in the Junior Eurovision Song Contest 2004 held in Lillehammer, Norway. In the British qualifying finals, he sang Born to Dance, coming third overall, after winner Corey Spedding and runner-up Andrew Merry. In April 2013, it was announced that after being on voice rest for almost a month, Sykes would have to undergo specialist throat surgery in Los Angeles, California on his 20th birthday. His exact condition was not reported, however, several tabloids addressed the situation saying Sykes was suffering from a vocal cords hemorrhage. The band announced that they would continue their promotional commitments without Sykes for the time being in order for him to have enough time to properly recover from the surgery. This time off was seen as an unforeseen hiatus. The full statement from the band's rep was released as: it was confirmed that Sykes' break would be temporary and he would join the rest of the band later in 2013 when his voice recovered, however, the length of the healing process was unknown. the band were due to be recording their third album and were in the midst of planning a world tour. Later in June 2013, The Wanted opened the 2013 Capital FM Summertime Ball with the return of Sykes. The Wanted treated 80,000 fans with the first few songs without Sykes present, only to welcome back Sykes during their performance of I Found You. Sykes rose from the middle of the stage to surprise everyone with his famous solo in I Found You. After the song was finished, he declared, "It feels so good to be back," and shared an embrace with his bandmates at the close of the song. After the performance, the band and Sykes tweeted the hashtag #NathanIsBack, followed with Sykes saying "I'm back." His comeback performance was critically acclaimed. Following his return to the band, Sykes confirmed that he would be joining the rest of his bandmates for their upcoming summer gigs and events, while also stating that he still has some recovering to do. Speaking with Heart Radio for an interview, Sykes told the audience, "I'm not quite fully recovered yet, but it's quite a long process. I'm at the stage where I can sing and get back with the lads, so I'm very excited to be back and I'm working very hard for a change." In an interview following the band's gig at Wembley Stadium, his fellow band member Max said that it feels pretty awesome to have Sykes back on stage with them, followed by, "We have a lot less to do now that he's back, because he's quite heavy with the vocals, which is cool for the rest of us." As part of the recovery process, it has been reported that Sykes still has to undergo speech and vocal therapy in order to sing with his full vocal range without causing any more damage to it. The band's reality show The Wanted Life documented Sykes' vocal struggles and gave viewers an insight into the physical and emotional difficulties Sykes endured for several months of not being able to fully contribute to the band during a very crucial time. The show also followed Sykes on his path to recovery as he worked hard to train his voice and get ready for a highly anticipated return. In August 2013, Sykes' duet with Ariana Grande Almost As Never Enough was released on the Mortal Instruments, City of Bones soundtrack, with an extended version featured on Grande's debut album Yours Truly. Being Sykes' first studio recording since his surgery, it was greatly lauded by fellow artists on Twitter, with Ed Sheeran tweeting that Boykan sang in reference to Sykes' vocals, as well as Marvin and Rochelle Humes of JLS and The Saturdays, respectively, and Alexander de Leon of The Cub, among others, tweeting their praise for the track and Sykes' vocals in particular. In September 2013, Sykes announced on Twitter that he was in a relationship with Ariana Grande, which confirmed weeks of speculation surrounding the new couple. Both Grande and Sykes thanked their fans for being supportive and expressed their happiness. In late January 2014, Grande confirmed in a radio interview that the two of them had decided to end their approximately 5-month-long relationship but that they remain close friends. Speaking about the breakup, Grande commented by saying, "We broke up a while ago but he's still a really good friend. I'm so glad to have met him and to have a friend like him in my life. He's an amazing person. It was a very civil breakup but he's so great and I adore him. He really is amazing and so talented."
Siva Kaneswaran.
Siva Kaneswaran grew up in Blanchardstown, Dublin with his Sri Lankan Tamil father, Irish mother, twin brother Kumar, and 6 other siblings. Kaneswaran started modelling at 16 and appeared in various ads and landed a contract with Storm Model Management. Kaneswaran took part in Rock Rivals, televised in 8 episodes between March 5 and April 23, 2008. His brother took part as well. Kaneswaran played the role of Carson Coombs and his brother that of Caleb Coombs. The brothers also appeared briefly in one episode of Uncle Max. The episode Uncle Max Plays Tennis aired on July 11, 2008. Kaneswaran was spotted through his modeling campaigns and recruited as a result for the band. He is the younger brother of former Dove member and former pop stars, The Rivals contestant Hazel Kaneswaran. On December 9, 2013, Siva declared his engagement to his girlfriend of 6 years, Naryusha McCaffrey, after asking her to marry him in a romantic proposal. The singer exclusively tells Hello magazine how after discovering shoe designer Naryusha was about to spring a surprise family birthday party for him, he stunned her by secretly turning the event into a surprise engagement party for her instead. After enlisting the help of her close family, Shiva got down on bended knee with a 3-carat diamond solitaire ring he'd had specially designed, and asked her to be his wife. I said to her I wanted a present I would always remember this year by. For you to be my wife, smitten Shiva told Hello. It was like a military operation to plan the proposal. I couldn't even tell the other boys in the band in case they blew the surprise. I'm still in shock, says a beaming Naryasha, who almost made Shiva faint when she initially said no to his proposal, accepting it later. I don't like surprises and he really surprised me, but I was so happy. I can't wait to start planning the wedding.
J. McGuiness.
James Kevin J. McGuiness grew up in Newark, Nottinghamshire. He attended All Saints A.C. School, Mansfield. At the age of 13, McGuiness went to Charlotte Hamilton's School of Dance. He has a non-identical twin brother called Tom and 3 other siblings.
Tom Parker.
Thomas Anthony Tom Parker is the oldest member of the band. He grew up in Bolton. Parker learned to play the guitar at the age of 16 after trying out his older brothers. He then went on to audition for the X Factor but did not get past the first round. He went to Manchester Metropolitan University and studied geography, but dropped out in pursuit of a professional singing career. Parker joined a Take That tribute band known as Take The Two and toured Northern England, before joining The Wanted in 2009. He has been dating his actress girlfriend, Kelsey Hardwick, since 2011.
Discography.
The Wanted, 2010, Battleground, 2011, Word of Mouth, 2013, The Wanted, 2012.
Media. Wanted Wednesday.
The group run a weekly online podcast, Wanted Wednesday, featuring backstage footage, social activities and exclusive performances.
Wanted World.
In 2012, the group launched an interactive fan site titled Wanted World, where the fans can get exclusive access to new videos, merchandise, VIP tour tickets, and live web chats. Platinum membership costs $100 per year and Gold membership $40 per year. Since 2013, fans have been able to buy a $5 monthly membership that gives them the same access as Gold membership.
Tours.
The Behind Bars tour was the band's first theatre tour which sold out within weeks of going on sale. It began on March 26, 2011 and concluded on until April 15. The tour featured 12 different cities with a total of 16 dates. Behind Bars, Lose My Mind, Weakness, Personal Soldier, Let's Get Ugly, A Good Day for Love to Die, High and Low, Golden, Animal, Neon Trees cover, Iris, Goo Goo Dolls cover, Heart Vacancy, Lightning, Say It on the Radio, Dynamite / Higher / Dirty Pictures / Break Your Heart, Teo Cruz medley, Made, Replace Your Heart, Gold Forever, All Time Low, Glad You Came. It was announced on Friday 16 December 2011 that the group would embark on their first US tour, with 10 dates to be held over January and February 2012. The Wanted announced that they would embark on their first arena tour across the UK and Ireland in February and March 2012. Known as the Code Tour and TWAT, each concert features an interactive element that links to their official Facebook and Twitter pages. Invincible, Lose My Mind, Rocket, Lie to Me, Lightning, Last to Know, Dagger, Heart Vacancy, I Want It All, I'll Be Your Strength, Warzone, Viva La Vida, Every Teardrop Is a Waterfall, Paradise, Coldplay medley, Say It on the Radio, Gold Forever, All Time Low, Glad You Came.
Controversy.
On July 25, 2013, the group was spoken to by police after champagne was thrown out of a hotel window, soaking poet Todd Swift. A police statement said police were called at around 12:20 p.m. on Thursday, July 25, to a report of a man having been verbally threatened and having had a liquid substance thrown over him at a hotel in Marylebone.